Welcome to the Canva Code Tool Build Workshop. This is where we're going to learn how to use Canva Code to build powerful tools that you can use to boost your business. So this is for female entrepreneurs. We're ready to start leveraging the power of AI and build tools without writing a line of code or knowing anything about tech. So you're in the right place if you're ready to start building powerful tools to implement into your business, but you don't know how, or you're ready to take your business to the next level using really simple tools like ChatGPT, Claude AI, Google Docs, and Canva Code. So by the end of this training, I would really love it if you have the skills and the knowledge to go forward and start building your own powerful tools with Canva that you can start using in your own business right away. Let's dive in. A little bit about me. My name is Jessica. I'm the founder of Big Flower AI, and I am a business development and AI transformation partner. I help female entrepreneurs implement AI automations that create sustainable growth, and I translate cutting-edge AI tools into accessible strategies that actually work for your business. I'm really, really excited to be here today to teach you how to use Canva Code and to start building tools that you can use in your own business with no tech background without writing a line of code. So here's what we're going to cover today. We will dive into what Canva Code is and how to use it. And then I will do a live demo of a real world tool that I built for one of my clients. And then for those of you that stay till the end, you'll get a free copy of my AI tool launch checklist. So this goes into all of the details of how to prompt, build, launch, and deploy a powerful tool inside of Canva Code. What is Canva Code? So simply, Canva Code is an AI-powered app inside of Canva that lets you create interactive tools, things like quizzes, calculators, assessments, and planners, without writing a single line of code. You just tell it what you want it to do in plain language, and it will do it for you. You describe what you want it to build. It generates a fully functional tool, and you can share it with your clients. You can embed it on your website. You can use it as a lead magnet. The opportunities for these tool builds inside of Canva Code really are endless in terms of leveraging them to boost your business. So why build these tools? So you can generate leads with interactive quizzes to capture emails. Onboarding clients, you can gather information prior to appointments. Guiding purchases, so you can match products to customers' preferences. And then you can educate as well. So creating things like workbooks or ebooks or mini courses, things like that. So you're sharing your knowledge while giving value to your clients. All right, so to access Canva Code, we're just going to do right before the demo a little visual dive in here. So you're going to go to create inside of your homepage on Canva Code, or excuse me, on the Canva homepage, and then that will pop up a new screen that will give you the Canva Code option. So that's where you're going to go ahead and click in, and that will open up your chat box for you to input your prompt and start building your tool. So the Canva Code workflow is very simple. You only need a few tools to get started. So you can use ChatGPT, or I personally like to use Claude AI. And then you can paste it into a Google or Word document so you can have it saved for you and you can go back and edit. You can iterate. If you're building these for different clients, you can go in and personalize them to your clients that you're creating these tools for. It's just a really nice place to keep them organized and be able to easily go back and edit and then copy and paste into the prompt builder. And then you build and deploy your tool right inside of Canva Code. So the main thing about Canva Code and the tool output is writing effective prompts. What you are going to want to include inside of your prompts, you want your tool type, your user inputs, your output formats, your call to action, and then you want your hex colors and your branding. So if you have a logo, you're going to want to link that to an Imgur file and then paste that link into the Canva Code chat box. Things not to include: vague descriptions, too many features, prompts that are too long. Canva Code restricts your tool prompts to 4,000 characters. So making sure that you have a really lean, clean prompt to put in is going to give you a really nice output for your first iteration. So kind of going over the anatomy of a prompt here. Again, long form prompts can get really messy. They can confuse the LLMs. They can give you really kind of hallucinations and weird outputs. So giving your tool topic or niche, your product details, style and formatting parameters, this is going to give you a more optimal result. Again, when you're creating in Canva, make sure to keep those prompts under 4,000 characters. But you can see on this timeline generator prompt, I have the user inputs, I have the output, and then I have the specific time buffers that I want to put into my wedding timeline day of timeline. And then down here, I've got my brand palette. So my client's hex codes for their brand, and then the logo will go over to Imgur and we'll upload the photo and we'll be able to copy this link and paste it into your prompt. So here's some real world use cases, how businesses are using Canva Code to build really cool tools that are really boosting the visibility of their business, their lead generation, their client conversions, and their financial success. So lead generation tools, client onboarding tools, product recommendations, again, tailoring to what specific client needs are, and then giving them recommendations based on those inputs, and then educational resources. And these are really powerful because this is an opportunity for you to share what you already know and create a really, really cool thing and share it for free. And then what you're doing is you're nurturing your audience, you're sharing what you know, you're providing service. And as a result, your ROI on conversion and income and all of it is just it's gonna return to you tenfold, because providing service before pitching is always gonna make more conversions, right? You don't want to come across as salesy. So educational resources, for me, they've been a really powerful tool in terms of helping people learn how to use these tools, build these tools, and then organically they come to me and they ask for my services, they ask for my coaching, consulting services, they ask me to come and train their employees at their facilities. So just as a result of me providing service first with these educational resources that I'm building inside of Canva Code. So things like workbooks, checklists, different templates, things like that, really easy, quick builds that are 10xing my ROI just because I'm providing service. And once you learn how to prompt, you can create so many powerful tools for your business, for your clients. Kind of, again, sky's the limit on what you can create inside of this Canva Code. So tool deployment, this is where the very end point where you've built your tool, you've gone through your iterations, and you're ready to publish. Before you do that, it's really, really important, go back and test again. You're going to want to go through, and you've gone through the prompting and you've iterated and it now looks how you want it to look. Make sure you open up your tool and you're testing it. You're going to want to test edge cases. You're going to want to test different inputs to make sure that what output comes is what you want. So if you're putting in, different information for our wedding planner, and it's spitting out the same day of wedding timeline for different dates and different options that are chosen within the input, then it's broken, right? So you're going to want to make sure that all of your tools are working and ready to go before you deploy and publish it. Make sure that if you want to, you're customizing your brand colors, adding in those hex codes, your logo. If you want to go deeper, you can do product descriptions. So if you use a special skincare line, or if you partner with certain vendors, things like that, you can put this all into your prompt and it'll bake it into your tool. And then Canva will, and you'll see this in the demo in just a minute, Canva will auto-generate a long form URL for you to publish your tool. It's okay to use. It will work. When people click on the link, it will take them to your tool that's been published. But for my clients, I always recommend to go to Bitly. If you don't have a custom domain, to go to Bitly and just get a short link. So that's going to make it easier to paste into social media. It's going to look a little better when you paste it in emails, things like that. And then it'll still link to that long form Canva URL, but it's going to look, again, a little better kind of on paper, on the screen. And then also there's an option to connect to your own domain inside of Canva. So you can see in here, you go into publish, and it generates this long form ddtraining24.my.canva.site, and then it has whatever tool you've built. So you can go into the edit URL tab, and that's where you'll go in and connect your own domain, and then it also gives you an option to purchase a new domain through Canva. All right, let's do a build together. So this demo is going to walk you through building a timeline generator for a wedding planner. This was a real client that I had. She wanted a better lead magnet for her clients when they came to her website. So she started offering them a day of timeline so that they could see kind of what her services were, how her services were broken down into this timeline. And she's had a 3x conversion just from implementing this tool. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a live build inside of Canva. So once you're in your home screen, you're going to go to Create. And once you're inside of Create, you'll see the Canva Code option. So go ahead and click on Canva Code. And then it'll pop up with this chat box. So this is where you're going to input your prompt. So I already have one built for a wedding coordinator day of timeline generator. So I have my prompt here. I have it saved inside of a Word document. And it just kind of gives a clean definition and instructions for the layout, planning input, so the event date, the start time, the event length, guest count, and then so notice with length and guest count, and also the meal style and photo coverage, they all have options. So these are going to come up as drop-down boxes for people to select different choices. So whatever you want to have in your drop-down boxes, this is where you're going to tell the prompt to put this into your tool that you'll build. And then on your toggle list, you've got first looks, grand entrance, exit moments, special announcements, and private final moment. And then a timeline output. So this is what it's going to give your client once they input all their information into this timeline generator. And you want it to kind of give a whole breakdown of the entire day with time dividers. So you're going to have buffers of time, and this will all kind of be broken down on the wedding timeline. So the categories will come in blocks, and then I've set the transition buffer for this tool to 15 minutes in between sets of time for the wedding day of timeline. And then down here I've got some branding. So I put in this client's hex codes, so the branding colors will be very specific. And then down here I have also the Imgur link to go get the logo for this brand. So I will go ahead and just copy this. We'll head back over to Canva, right into this chat box, and we're just going to paste our prompt. And I think these are listed twice here, so let me just delete these because these other hex codes are the ones. So make sure that you're going through your prompts and editing and making sure that they're finalized inside of this chat box right here. And then also Canva restricts your tool prompts to 4,000 characters. So make sure that you're staying under that 4,000 character mark as well. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the purple arrow to hit go. And then it will tell you what it's going to create, what you asked for. And then it'll pop up with a code box over here, and it's going to start building your tool kind of in real time right in front of you. So you don't need to worry about knowing what any of this means. This is just the code that's going to show up on the back end that will make your tool be pretty on the front end. So it's just kind of neat to see that it builds right in front of you. So it'll take a couple of minutes for this to build, and then the tool will pop up here in the preview window, and you'll be able to see the first iteration of the tool that was built. And then as the code finishes up, it'll tell you right here in this chat window what it created. It tells you the sections that it gave, kind of a breakdown of the instructions that you gave it in your prompt. And then over here on the right, you have your day of timeline generator in the preview window. So you can see it has the event date, the start time, the segment length, the guest count, meal style, photo coverage, and then it has some toggle options down here as well for different options, maybe add-ons or things like that that might account for some extra time during the event. So let's go in here and just test this out. Let's say our date is the 15th of February and our start time is 4 p.m. Let's see, we want a 30-minute ceremony time and our guest count is 100 to 150. I would like a buffet, and I only need photo coverage for 4 hours. I do want to do first looks, and I don't need a private final moment, but I do want an exit moment. Okay, and then we're going to generate the timeline. And it pops up here with an entire day of timeline for the date that you selected. So starting at noon, prep and get ready. It puts these time buffers in here for extra in between time getting ready. Then it has your vendor arrivals, some more buffer times. It has your group schedule in here, the grand entrance, and it takes you all the way through to the end of your event. So it'll take you through dinner, dancing, and then even down to your vendor wrap up, which is at the very end of the event when the wedding party isn't even there anymore. Possibly the coordinator is, but typically this is all already, the vendors are just closing down. So with all of this, I have my really cool day of timeline, but I want to also collect emails. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I want to collect emails and names of the people filling out this form. Please add these fields and connect them to a Canva sheet. Okay, so I want to go ahead and collect the name and email because this will be a lead generator. So I want anyone who fills this out, I want their name and I want their email address so I can send them a follow-up and get a jump start on their event and get more details and then sign them ultimately on as a client. So I want to be sure that I'm collecting this information as people are filling out this form. So I'm just going to go ahead and press enter and it'll go in and it's going to go ahead and add the email and name fields and then connect it to a Canva sheet so that we're able to aggregate this information. Okay, so now this form has a full name and email address fields in here. So people can fill out the form, all of their details that they want, and then generate their timeline. And then when they do that, and I did some dummy data in here, you'll go to the data set right up here, and that connects to your Canva sheet. So you'll click on that, and it'll bring you into this Canva sheet. Keep trying to say Google, into a Canva sheet, and it will aggregate automatically the information that is input into your tool. So make sure that works as well. And then when you go to publish, so you can click out of that, going into publish, you'll see this auto-generated long form URL that's Canva generated, and that's okay to publish to that. If you do, I would recommend going to bit.ly and shortening the link just to make it a little prettier when you paste it. It can fit more easily into bios and things like that on social media. And then if you want to, you can also edit the URL, so you can connect your own personal domain that you already own. Or you also have an option to purchase a new domain through Canva. And then you can also, in addition to all of those things, you can change the subpath of your URL. Whether you're connected to the Canva site or one of your own personal URLs, this subpath will stay the same. So if you wanted to rename it for the year or personalize it or something like that, you can change this and edit that there. Once you're done, just go to publish, and then it's going to prepare your website. And then you can view and see, since we just published under the generic Canva URL, it's just going to pop up like this. And it will pop up like that as well if you use a bit.ly link, but just for copy and paste purposes inside of social media, emails, things like that, it just looks a little bit better. So again, our tool pops up right here. We have our nice logo that came over from our Imgur URL. And then our name, address, date, start time, ceremony duration, guest count, reception style, and then photography coverage with some optional moments down here. So what I would recommend is going through your tool 5 to 6 times and testing different edge cases. So what that means is going through and entering different names, different email addresses, different dates, possibly the same date, with different options, and see just that it's giving the output that you want. You can also change, if you want to change the wording or the tone of voice that spits out inside of that wedding, day of breakdown. You can also tell the chat, go back in here And you can say, I want the tone to be a little softer, or I want to use these words. I want to change the font. You can put in specifically what font you want. Again, you can put your hex codes in to add your brand colors. And then if you go to Imgur, you can upload your logo and go ahead and paste that link in here. So again, Canva is just a really, really powerful tool to use to build these tools, something that most people already pay a pro subscription for anyway. So instead of paying someone else to create these tools, you're able to do it dynamically inside of Canva Code, iterate in real time, and then publish right away. So this is really, really powerful for businesses to start using and implementing these tools to leverage them in order to grow their business. We covered a lot during this workshop. Now you know what Canva Code is and how to use it, but trying to piece everything together and come up with ideas on different tools to build and where to start can be overwhelming. So I've created a complete Canva Code launch bundle that has more than 50 prompts in it with different tool builds and different niches to help you get started. And then it also has different templates for launch assets and different ways that you can promote your tools that you've built. The Canva Code Idea Vault has different niches. You can build things like quizzes, calculators, assessments, generators, all of these different tool builds. And like you saw in the demo, you can do all of this in just minutes. Each prompt in the tool vault is ready to copy and paste into Canva Code. So you just choose your niche, copy the prompt, paste it into Canva Code. You can customize it and then you deploy it and it's ready to go. You can white label these. You can edit them to be templates for clients that you create. You can create tools that are exclusive to different clients. And then again, you're getting a couple of bonuses in the bundle. You get the conversion formula swipe files. So these are going to be things that are proven call to action buttons, closing statements, and result descriptions that turn your tool completions into bookings. So these are really nice conversion tools for after you've built your tool to kind of guide your clients all the way through your funnel. And then the second bonus is a tool launch template pack. So this has a bunch of different Canva templates in it with mock-up templates, has some social media templates for Instagram and Pinterest, and it has email swipe files as well for you to advertise and tell your audience about your new tool that you've built. And everything is normally in this bundle $297. I am doing it today for this workshop for $97. So go ahead and take advantage of it. It's a really great bundle to get you, it's on Launchpad. So all of these tools are going to help you to work inside of Canva Code to create your own tools so you can start selling them. All right, if you're ready to start building, again, head to bigflowerai.com to grab the Canva Code Idea Vault and the full bundle with all of the bonuses for attendees of this workshop. And take advantage of it. Get started. Start building today. You can copy and paste these prompts inside Canva Code, and you can have 10 tools built by the end of the day. Then this offer is only good for 48 hours. So attendees of this workshop are going to get an email in their 48 hours to take advantage of this bundle. If you have any questions about the bundle or about the workshop in general, or if there's any way I can support you, you can drop your questions in the chat, or you can reach out to me via email at bloom@bigflowerai.com. I want to thank you so much for spending the time with me today to learn how to use Canva Code, learn what it is, and if you stay till the end, your Canva tool launch checklist will be in your email in just a few minutes. And again, if you want to grab the toolkit bundle, you can get that at bigflowerai.com. Thank you so much.